Hey there, thanks for watching. So, I admit on this topic I can be a bit of an example of what not to do, but I thought it was important to talk about, and especially during the holiday season, that would be the topic of self care and taking care of yourself and making sure that your needs are met. Because I know around this time of year it feels like self care is the first thing to go out the window, when actually it should be the complete opposite, because during this time of heightened emotion, whether you're super scheduled or not as scheduled, or feeling lonely or feeling like you're just super overcrowded, it's always tough to walk that middle line and really make sure that you are taking care of yourself, as they say in the airplane, putting your own oxygen mask on first. So I thought I'd just address it and kind of maybe give you some food for thought and some things to think about, because I know that none of us do everything we know we should 100% of the time. Absolutely. But just by being aware of the things that you can do instead of the things that you are doing by default, it helps to have some other options at the ready and ready to go. So I thought that I know I needed to hear this, so I thought I'd kind of throw that out there for discussion. So here are some ways that I've kind of thought through and identified that can kind of help you take care of yourself and make sure that you are meeting your own needs. So, number one, especially during this holiday season, number one is to identify what your needs are. Because sometimes you don't realize that you're trying to meet a need in a way that's completely counterintuitive to what you actually need. So, for example, sometimes this is kind of a simple one, but sometimes you have a need for affection. Like, you just need a hug, but you're acting so grumpy and grouchy, you're pushing everyone away, and that's the last thing anyone wants to do is to give you a hug. Like, I experienced this myself recently. But the idea being, acknowledge to yourself at least what's really going on, and then kind of find a way to express that to the outside world. Another example is sleep. Around this time of year, everyone's kind of sleep deprived. I don't know everyone, but many people are sleep deprived. I know I am. And that can be a big thing. Like, sometimes you just need rest, but you have to get things done. So acknowledging, okay, you might need this, but in view of this bigger goal, you're going to sacrifice this idea of a regular sleep schedule to meet this regular goal. So acknowledge that it's just temporary. And this is a need that you're kind of going to have to put on hold for the moment. So kind of take that as read, something that you understand that you need, but you're going to have to put aside. At least being aware of that can be a big help. So number two is to be kind to yourself. I know this is tough. If you are super focused on goals, it can be difficult. Kind of your default mode is to like beat yourself up for all the things that you're not doing, but it often pays to kind of take a moment to say, hey, these are all the things that you are doing. So give yourself some credit for progress that you've already made. Number three, and this is super basic, but try to hydrate. Try to drink some water. I'm a big fan of making sure that you're hydrated, because sometimes you can be any of the above feelings: hungry, angry, lonely, tired, grouchy, irritated, annoyed, and you lash out in different ways. What you really need is a drink of water. So I'm just saying, try to stay hydrated. Number four is to value yourself. Realize that you are your number one, in many cases, best advocate, and really realize that you are worth fighting for, and you are worth taking that extra moment to be kind to yourself and to be good to yourself. And try to find some ways to like show your express your sort of appreciation to yourself. Like, for example, I was watching, I think it was Money Mom's video on her weight loss journey and how she was struggling during this time of year, as many of us do struggle during this time of year to stay on a healthy eating track. And someone left a comment saying, well, you should invest in a really nice body lotion or body butter, because when you treat yourself well, it will remind you that your body is worth taking care of. And that's absolutely true. So if you can invest in a small luxury to show yourself how much you value yourself, that is a huge investment that pays great dividends in your own personal self-care. So number five is to reach out and to talk about how you're feeling, and to express to a trusted friend or someone that you trust what's going on. I've heard the saying, never worry alone, and that's really been hugely valuable, because often the things that seem so huge in your head are really small once you get them out there and talk about them with someone who's going to be realistic and who's going to be another advocate for you. So definitely reach out and talk about things. A problem shared is a problem halved many of the time. So these are just my tips on self-care and how to take care of yourself through the holiday season. I'm going to try to implement them myself. I know it's super tough, but just having those additional options kind of in your head can be a big help. So I hope these have been helpful to you. And if you want to leave your favorite self-care tips below, that would be huge. Hopefully other people will see them and try them out too. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you will keep watching. Bye.